Hi students, I just want to make a quick video to talk to you about the grant assignment that I had talked to you about a little bit before that it wasn't quite complete yet. So I'm going to make this video to cover it because I didn't get to initially. First of all, I want to make sure that you all have, everyone's watched the Twitter introduction video. It's for an assignment later on, but you will need to go ahead and start thinking about that now, working on it now, because you have to be participate in a Twitter Okla Ed chat, and those happen only every Sunday night. So you kind of need to plan ahead to participate in that ahead of time. So I created a video, put it on the announcements page, and you all have access to that. So if you go to the assignments tab, you will see that I have done a little bit more work on the grant planning project, and you will speak to your mentor librarian, who's a certified librarian, about a need for their library. If you want to do this for your own library, if you're in a library currently, you can do that, but I need you to talk to a certified librarian about it, maybe throw around some ideas or have a discussion with them about that so it can count towards your field experience. So come up with the need that's in the library, and you're going to write a grant for the need. So it talks about the successful grant project. You can read that later. Here are the requirements of the project. So you'll basically has two components. It have the completed application that is given through the website of the grant giver, and a reflection piece. So let's talk about the application first. I have given you two examples that you can use. You can either go and use the Kellogg Foundation grant or the Lowe's Toolbox grant. If you have a different grant that you would like to use, please send it to me as soon as possible. I'll look over it, make sure it meets the requirements of this assignment, and then I will let you know if it's approved for you to use for this assignment or not. Hopefully, you all will choose a grant that you can actually write for and get some money for the library. So I hope you take this assignment and submit it and see what happens with it. I did have a student from 2 semesters ago. She took her facility redesign project and wrote a grant to the Lowe's Toolbox application, and she got that grant just recently. She gets $5,000 to complete her project from the facility redesign. So that was really exciting. So let's go ahead and look at this. The two sites that I gave you for each. The first one is just information about the organization from the grants. The second one is the actual application in PDF form. So you can take that and just take the components that you would fill out and submit. In the Kellogg one, it's second page, so you can see this. You can take and copy and paste the directions into a Word document and type your answers into the Word document and submit that. If you have a PDF editor, you can actually type in these boxes and submit this if you would like. The Lowe's application is a little bit different. It's 5 pages of information. The first couple of pages are information about how to submit an online application. I'm not asking you all to submit an online application right now because that goes to the organization and not me. I want you to type everything out and submit it to me. That way, if you want to go back after you've written it and I've graded it and things, giving you some feedback, if you want to take it and submit it, then you can do that later on your own time. But basically, if you scroll down a bit on this one, this application just has it listed like this. So you'll need to copy and paste this in a document and you can type on that. Sometimes it asks for certain numbers. You do not need to, from your school, you do not need to go and find those numbers or anything, but do have the contact name of a person that is the grant coordinator for your school district if there is someone. If there's not someone, then you would just put your own name in there because you'd be the one taking care of everything on that. So some of these I've listed separately, and you will put them also in your reflection. Like here, it's a cost estimator, so you'll put the budget in here, but you'll also put it in your reflection. I'll talk to you about that in a second. So that's the completed application. So you can complete either one of those two applications, or if you find one in your own, let me know and I can approve it for this assignment. The second piece is a reflection piece, which includes a program description. So tell me about the program, your library program that you are looking at. The project that you are proposing. So within that, the library program you're working with, what is the project you're wanting to get funding for? And then the next part is a statement of justification. Why do you want to do this? And notice you do have to do a couple of references to our readings in our text. This is a minimum requirement. So if you want to do more, or in the statement of justification, that would be another good place that you could refer to our text. So it has some good pieces that you could use. Here you'll include the timeline, a budget, and an evaluation piece. How are you going to evaluate the effectiveness of your program once it's been implemented? So these are all proposals. So basically you are looking into the future. How would you do this? What do you need? How would you implement it? Why would you need this? Those types of things. The budget, this you will list everything that you need. If it's human resources, if you need to hire an assistant for this, you can include their pay, any furnishings, any technology, any renovations, any books, resources that you might use for this project. So make sure you list everything you would need to implement this project. And you will need to go and find the cost, an estimation. The grants, some grants have a limit on them. Some grants will fund your whole project. So if your grant has a limit on it, make sure that your proposed budget falls within that limit. This could also, you might think ahead to your facility redesign project that's coming up at the end. You could use this as kind of a springboard for that project. So you'll be thinking about writing a budget. You could use the same budget or similar budget to the facility redesign. So just kind of keep those in mind. They could go hand in hand, but I know you don't have all your details on your facility redesign, but this could be, like I said, a way to get you started thinking about it and go ahead and start doing some research for that. If you want it to be two completely separate assignments, then you can do it that way as well. That's up to you. Let me know if you have any questions about this. Be sure to look at the rubric. I've attached it here. Follow the rubric because that is what I use to grade you. And I look forward to reading all your grant ideas.